Why older men sometimes develop unpleasant smells, and how to take back your confidence. Did you ever stop and wonder why some older men seem to carry a strong, unpleasant smell, even though they believe they're clean? It's one of those delicate topics people avoid talking about directly. A subject most families tiptoe around. A reality that few doctors address openly unless you bring it up first. Yet, it's something that quietly affects dignity, relationships, confidence, and even self-worth. The truth is simple but rarely spoken out loud: the way you handle your bathroom habits after a certain age can dramatically affect how you smell, and, just as importantly, how others perceive you. This isn't about vanity. This isn't about cologne or cosmetics. This is about dignity, self-respect, and maintaining presence. Once you cross into your 70s, your body goes through changes you might not even notice. Your skin begins to hold on to odors longer. Your metabolism slows. The way your body processes foods and medications shifts. Your flexibility decreases, making certain daily tasks more difficult. And without realizing it, routines that once served you well, habits you thought were harmless, might now be working against you. This conversation is not about shame. It is about awareness. It is about giving older men the knowledge and tools to take back control over something deeply personal yet quietly powerful: the way you smell. Because your scent influences how others treat you, how they respond to you, and how you carry yourself in every interaction. So today, we're going to talk honestly, openly, and respectfully about 5 bathroom habits that may be the hidden reasons behind that unwanted smell. These are not criticisms. These are not judgments. They are practical corrections, small but impactful shifts that can make all the difference in how fresh, clean, and confident you feel. Whether you live alone, with a partner, or in a shared living space, you deserve to feel dignified and in control of your body. Stick with me until the very end, because the last point is one you might never have considered before, and it could completely change the way you think about your daily routine. Let's begin. Habit number 1: skipping proper wipe technique. One of the most common, yet least discussed culprits behind lingering odor in older men comes down to something so basic that most people never question it: wiping properly after using the toilet. It feels too simple, almost silly to mention. After all, wiping is something we've all done since childhood. But aging changes the game in ways most men don't anticipate. After 70, your joints aren't as flexible. Arthritis, hip pain, or reduced mobility make it harder to reach around and clean thoroughly. You may not notice it yourself, but what often happens is that traces are left behind. Over time, those small traces are enough to create persistent odor. They soak into clothing. They linger in bedding. They quietly announce themselves before you even say a word in a room. Many older men convince themselves that a quick wipe is sufficient. But the reality is that dry toilet paper often smears rather than cleans, especially if your stool is softer due to diet changes or side effects from medication. That smear leaves residue that can become embedded in the folds of the skin, particularly if you spend long periods sitting. And if you wear absorbent briefs or snug underwear, the problem compounds. The trapped warmth and moisture intensify the odor. Now here's the part that stings: you might not even notice. As we age, our sense of smell weakens. What might be obvious to a visitor or a loved one can completely escape you. And because most people feel too embarrassed to bring it up, you're left in the dark. You believe you're taking care of yourself, while others quietly keep their distance. That's not fair to you. You deserve to know the truth so you can take back control. The solution is not complicated. It starts with replacing dry paper with moist wipes or a bidet attachment. Moist wipes clean more effectively, reduce residue, and leave you feeling fresher. A bidet can be even better, providing gentle but thorough cleaning without strain. And for those with mobility challenges, there are personal hygiene tools with extended handles that make reaching easier and less painful. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom, of valuing your comfort, hygiene, and dignity. Think of it this way: would you wash a dirty dish with only a dry paper towel? Of course not. You'd use water. Why treat your body with less care than your kitchenware? Making this shift is not just about reducing odor. It's about restoring dignity. When you feel truly clean, you carry yourself differently. You want to go outside more. You want to talk to people. You feel confident enough to smile. And others notice that change. They respond to the quiet radiance of someone who values himself. At this stage of life, that peace of mind is worth everything. Habit number 2, infrequent underwear changes. Now let's talk about something many older men don't think twice about: how often you change your underwear. It might not sound important, but the difference between smelling fresh and smelling stale can come down to what you're wearing underneath, and how long you've been wearing it. As we age, the body sweats differently. You may not sweat heavily like you did in your youth, but your body still produces oils, dead skin cells, and natural moisture. Combine that with thinner skin, slower circulation, and sometimes minor urine leakage, a reality for many men on certain medications, and suddenly underwear that's been worn for more than a day becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. And bacteria is what produces odor. Retirement often makes this worse. When you no longer have to go into an office or meet people daily, it's easy to relax your laundry routine. You might tell yourself, "I didn't sweat today," or "I've only been at home." But odor doesn't need exertion. It builds slowly, invisibly, from the natural processes of your body. I once spoke with a retired teacher who admitted he sometimes wore the same underwear for 3 days straight. He said, "It's not dirty, I'm not doing much." But when his grandchildren visited, his daughter pulled him aside and said gently, "Dad, your clothes smell." It wasn't his fault. He simply didn't realize that even without sweat, odor builds invisibly, day after day. And here's another factor: many older men still wear underwear that's years old, faded, stretched out, made of thick cotton that traps heat and moisture. These fabrics work against you. They hold odor rather than release it. The solution? Commit to changing your underwear daily, no exceptions. Even if you don't plan to leave the house. And invest in fresh, breathable fabrics, moisture-wicking blends designed to keep you cooler and drier. The difference will shock you. When you put on a clean pair of underwear every morning, you're not just keeping odor away. You're making a statement: "I respect myself." That small, daily act builds confidence. It reminds you that you still matter. And trust me, others notice the quiet dignity in a man who takes care of himself, even when no one is watching. Habit number 3, neglecting bathroom ventilation. The next hidden culprit behind odor is not on your body, it's in your environment. More specifically, the air in your bathroom. Bathrooms are naturally humid. Every shower, every flush, every damp towel adds moisture to the air. If ventilation is poor, that moisture lingers. And where moisture lingers, mildew and bacteria thrive. The result? A musty smell that seeps into your towels, your rugs, even the clothes you hang on a hook. Over time, you may not notice it, but visitors will. That faint sourness clings to your skin and transfers to your clothing. And it's not always kind to your reputation. Think about towels. How many of us step out of the shower clean, then immediately dry off with a towel that's been hanging in a damp bathroom for days? That towel carries mildew. It transfers odor right back onto your freshly washed skin. And you wonder why, an hour later, you don't feel as fresh as you should. The problem is not just towels. If your skin never fully dries because the air is damp, areas like under the arms, groin, or under the belly stay slightly moist for longer, creating prime conditions for odor. The solution? Ventilation must become non-negotiable. If you have an exhaust fan, use it every time you shower and leave it running for 15 to 20 minutes afterward. If you don't, crack a window. Keep the bathroom door open after you finish. Hang towels where they can actually dry. Replace bath mats often, they're silent odor traps. These small steps change everything. Your bathroom smells fresher. Your towels smell cleaner. Your clothes carry less mustiness. And you, in turn, feel better. Never underestimate how much your environment affects your body. A clean, well-ventilated bathroom supports a clean, confident man. Habit number 4, skipping deodorant or using the wrong kind. Another mistake many older men make, neglecting deodorant. You might think, I don't sweat like I used to, or, I'm just at home, who cares? But body odor isn't only about sweating heavily. It's about the constant, low-level interaction between your skin, your oils, and the bacteria that naturally live there. And that interaction creates odor whether you're active or not. Here's the part many men miss: your skin changes with age. The oils you produce shift. The balance of bacteria changes. That means the deodorant you used in your 30s might not work as effectively in your 70s. Some men stick to the same brand out of habit, even though their body has changed. Others switch to natural deodorants that may smell nice for an hour but don't provide lasting protection. And then there's the confusion between deodorant and antiperspirant. Deodorant neutralizes odor. Antiperspirant reduces sweating. Some products do both. Many older men unknowingly use one that only covers half the problem. Let me share a story. Harold, a 78-year-old retired engineer, always prided himself on being low maintenance. He showered daily, never bothered with deodorant, and figured that was enough. But his daughter finally told him, "Dad, whenever you hug me, there's a smell. Not a strong, offensive odor, just a faint, sour presence." It wasn't about hygiene. It was about skipping that last, critical step. When Harold switched to a quality antiperspirant deodorant combination, the difference was immediate. His clothes stayed fresher. His hugs were warmer, without hesitation. And his confidence soared. The lesson? Don't skip deodorant. Choose wisely. Find one that actually matches your body's current needs. You're never too old to care about how you present yourself. Habit number 5, relying on air fresheners instead of tackling real odors. Finally, one of the most common mistakes, using air fresheners to mask bathroom smells instead of fixing the cause. Spraying a little fragrance may seem like you're solving the problem, but all it does is mix perfume with odor. The result is often worse: an artificial chemical smell on top of mildew, urine residue, or poor ventilation. That mix is what many people recognize as the infamous old man smell. I once knew a man named George, who kept his bathroom filled with lemon spray. His house always smelled of citrus. But step in closer, and you realized it was citrus mixed with dampness and mildew. The issue wasn't cleanliness, it was that he had a leaky toilet seal and poor ventilation. The spray never fixed it. It just announced the problem more loudly. Air fresheners should be the final touch in a clean bathroom, not the first line of defense. The real solution is simple. Keep the bathroom dry. Clean thoroughly, especially around the toilet base and under the rim. Wash towels and rugs often. Use ventilation consistently. Once the bathroom is genuinely clean, then a light scent, something subtle and natural, can enhance the freshness. But remember, the goal is not to smell like flowers. The goal is to smell clean. A fresh bathroom tells visitors something powerful: that you respect yourself and the people who share your space. Final thoughts. If you've stayed with me this long, I want to thank you. Talking about odor is uncomfortable. It's personal. But it's also vital. The 5 habits we discussed may seem small: wiping technique, underwear changes, ventilation, deodorant, and tackling real odors. But together, they have an enormous impact on how you feel, how others treat you, and how confidently you move through life. This is not about soap or sprays. It's about dignity. It's about saying, I still care. I still matter. Because you do. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start small. Replace one old habit with one better one. Switch to fresh underwear every morning. Replace that musty towel. Try a bidet attachment. Notice how your bathroom smells when no one is around. Each of these steps is a quiet but powerful statement, I respect myself. And here's the beauty, you'll feel the difference immediately. Your confidence grows. You carry yourself differently. And the people around you notice. Not because you tell them, but because freshness, dignity, and confidence cannot be hidden. They radiate. So take control of this often ignored part of life. Because at this stage, you've earned the right to live with pride, dignity, and comfort. You've built a lifetime of experience. Don't let small, hidden habits take that shine away. Remember, clean isn't about vanity. It's about presence. It's about self-respect. It's about showing the world, quietly, without words, that you still care. And you do.